Hey everyone, I'm Matt. Welcome back. This is Night Call. So we are back, and it's where we left off with all our evidence, and we're gonna end the night. The phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be Buzzet. You pick up. Buzzet sounds irritated. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... She pauses. You're a ruckus in the background, probably noise at the station. Buzzet raises her voice. Anyone got the time? Hey, guys, anyone? Frick, they're all Neanderthals here. Listen, it's early and I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? In a calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you collected. You start with the first suspect, your connection to the victims, the rumors, then the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all. Seriously, you should come give a lesson to the zombies I work with. A long sigh. I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects I gave you. As you listen to her, you turn to the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So, it's gotta be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Okay, enough chit chat. I gotta run. I'll call you in 3 days? Okay, understood. Good doggy. I'll call you in 3 days and you'd better have what I need to make a proper arrest. The DA has plans. We're pretty sure he's going to turn into a werewolf at some point. What's a DA? The district administrator? She babbles on for a while, her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. I would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. She hangs up. You hold a handset to your ear for a while. You have just one thing in mind, sleeping, and forgetting it all. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. Slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. Events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, the problems. Your brain is running at full speed, your body aches and you are in pain. You can't tell you need to get more sleep, yada yada yada. You concentrate your investigation board. You have to find more information tonight, even as soon as you wake up. You shake your head in your mind for a second, your eyes close. Right when you're about to fall asleep, you notice it tastes on your tongue. It's very salty like soy sauce, a tad bitter, very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. You fall asleep. Interesting. You open one eye. It's pitch black outside, time for work. Get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of the studio. Night War. Let's see what we got. Some eyes. Let's go to this one. From outside. One sec. Oh jeez. Alright, I apologize for that. From outside, the Montparnasse gun store looks like any other store. A plain, discreet front window, sliding doors. But inside they sell handguns, machine guns, knives, and even grenades. It's your first time here, but you've already had its owner in your cab. The store opens really early so that patrons can come train at the shooting range. As you walk up to the counter, you hear the distant noise of gunshots under your feet. It's an unsettling experience. Can I help you? It's the owner speaking, an older woman with a hunched back. She's been selling weapons since the 70s. She's cheeky in the typical Parisian way, and her wrinkles carve craters across her face. Ah, it's you. It's been ages. Come closer. Make a small talk and eventually decide to go for it. I have a question for you about a weapon. Slide the photo of the shell across the counter. She looks slowly up at you. Where's the photo from? She's been doing this for years and you doubt you can pull one over. The cops. Yeah, and just how did you end up with police photos? You know perfectly well this lady never smiles, but something on her face shifts ever so slightly into what might be construed as a small grin. Not surprised, you're always the type to want to help people out. She practically rips the photo out of her hand. She can as many details as she can. She thinks for a while. The shop doors open and a woman, probably a cop from her appearance, comes in, greets the owners, and disappears downstairs. When she opens the door, it creaks and the smell of condors spreads through the shop. It's funny. This doesn't fit with what you told me. The shell is in perfect shape. You told me the bullets are also completely clean. But it's old ammo. You can tell. There are no scratches, but there are a few oxidation stains and voice grows darker all of a sudden, like something had escaped from it. My opinion is that it's from an old weapon, perfectly maintained, by someone who knew what they were doing. In light of what you told me, I'd say it belonged to a cop or a soldier. It could be a family weapon. It was a police service weapon in the 1970s. Either a cop held onto it, or the guy you were looking for inherited it. That judge there, he's a pro. Raise your head to meet her gaze. Her old bones make that slight shift again, to one that could be construed as a smile. Or she, actually. You know, lots of women shoot, and I give classes if you have any lady friends who are interested. Back in your cab, you glance back at the shop. You don't know how this woman do that. Anyway, you start your taxi, you have what you need to move forward with your investigation, and a coupon for a class on shooting automatic weapons. Interesting. The boy, I guess. Must speak with you. I obviously have to speak with you. That's not a boy. I don't think it is. Yes. The door slams, followed by a freezing cold burst of air. Stare at your passenger. No, that's a woman. Stare at your passenger for a moment in there. She's wearing a rather unusual getup. You smile. Good evening. She's not giving the taxi a detailed once over with a blank look on her face. Everything okay? She didn't seem to hear you and continues scanning every part of the cab. For a very long minute, she crosses and crosses her fingers. You sigh. Usually I like weird passengers like her, strange ones, but this one, there's something about her you don't like. She clears her throat loudly. I came too early. He'll be here soon. She has a very strong Eastern European accent. Russian, maybe? What are you talking about? Him. That's not a Russian accent at all. She only smiles, revealing a line of dirty teeth stained with cigarette smoke and worn down booze. Ludwig. Ludwig is a streamer. The name may not ring a bell now, but soon. She stops. Soon what? He'll be sitting right here, staring at you with his dead little eyes. Laughter bubbles up abruptly from the back of the road. I am a ghost hunter, sir. She enunciates each word as it rolls off her tongue. Some creatures from the netherworld live among us, encrusting themselves onto our lives like barnacles. She pauses. Her tongue sounds so rough. Like oysters. The word sounds unintelligible with her accent. Ghosts are parasites. Dead weight bearing down on our shoulders and back. Started to talk. I'm not going to beat around the bush, sir. You need to keep two essential things in mind. Ludwig is evil incarnate. He is a tour guide from the underworld trying to sell you your own death. His cold fingers scraping on the edge of your window. I can feel it. I know it. They'll soon be here, holding on, just like this. Her words make less and less sense, like she's going into a trance. You have two excessive things to keep in mind. That was the first. The second is even more important. Do not make him angry. Listen to him. Help him. Make friends with him. And if I talk to this ghost, what will happen? He will take you with him to the underworld for all eternity. Her fingers adjust her collar. She starts to get out. It's easy to think that Ludwig is a child. He's no child. He's a creature that has lived for centuries. A demon dangerous, violent. She lays a hand on the door handle. Don't forget, make friends, no matter what. She pauses, hardly able to contain her laughter. You folks are unbelievable. What folks? French people? I'm saving your life and you want me to pay? Her laughter fills the cab. Hey! She gets out of the cab and walks away, her steps resonate on the cobblestones. She turns down a narrow street and the footsteps come to a halt. She sits silent for a while until the damp feeling creeps out of her back. Sweat, fear, running in your veins. You open the window and let the icy cold Parisian air fill your abs, refreshing press you up. Do cold really exist and isn't all of that just... No, loosen the key in the ignition and get back to your ship. Are you serious? Gotta be kidding me. Why is she the closest one? The thing is poised in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. You open up on the nighttime news. I'm sorry to spot a new law being passed to prevent teenagers from using trains to run away. You smile, thinking your team passengers must be less than enthused because of all this. As soon as the news is over, you smell the radio, the cab slides silent again. Charles de Gaulle Airport, please. Oh no, that's Your passenger slips into the back seat, dragging a backpack that apparently weighs a ton. Do you want to put that in the trunk? She refuses politely with a shake of the head. Thanks, but I'm going to get used to keeping it with me. It's going to be on my bed for an entire month. She smiles and starts the cab. A glance in the rearview mirror. Your passenger is rather young and the camera around the neck looks very expensive. Her backpack, scarf, and clothes are very worn. Where are you heading? She doesn't answer right away. She lowers her eyes. I'm on my way to Greece to join an NGO rescue vessel. That helps migrants trying to make the crossing. I'm going to do a story on them. Oh, are you a journalist? She smiles, the first since you set off. Yes, a photojournalist. The mission's going to be pretty tough. Yes, it's going to be very hard, but I want to do it. I volunteered. I even made a fuss to get the assignment. Her tone of voice, oh jeez, is increasingly shrill. What is happening with my freaking mic? No, with my mouse. Stop, it's glitching out. I read first-hand accounts. I talked to journalists who have worked on the subject. I can just ignore the whole thing. She gives a short laugh. I even played a video game about refugees. Beautifully done. Really powerful. I knew I couldn't just sit back and watch. This was my chance to show the world what's going on there. The passenger's voice and phone starts to ring. Oh, sorry, As she glances at this caller name, her face freezes. She sighs, a troubled smile flickering across her face, then takes the call. Hi, Dad. I'm in the cab. Yeah, right. Yeah, I told you. I tried, but he wouldn't change his mind. Come on, Dad. I already told you I'll be fine. You wouldn't be sending me there if there were... She moves the phone a bit farther from her ear. Come on, Dad, stop. Dad, listen, everything's going to be fine. I'll be there for 20 days with a group of professionals who have been doing this for years. That's right, a group of rescue professionals. Would you just stop? She sighs heavily. It's no use. She's been down this road 1,000 times. We're about to get to its mademoiselle. We're going to cut up. The young woman looks up at you in surprise. Then her face lights up. Did you hear that? I have to go. I'll call you back as soon as I'm... She's interrupted again. That's right. I'll call back. She hangs up, wide-eyed, and breathes a long sigh. My parents, they can be a little much at times. She smiles. Anyhow, thanks for jumping in there. You can sense the tension, the wave of frustration and anxiety welling up inside of her. Her unhappiness and anxiety are palpable. She closes her eyes, collecting her thoughts, trying to dispel her negative emotions. If I only had a little time. Is there anything I can do to help? No. So thank you, I'll be fine. You already got me out of that never-ending of conversation. I was just thinking that I'd like to be able to do a little yoga. It really helps me relax. It's an amazing way to unwind, calm down, and release tension. There'll be a yoga room somewhere in the airport. I'd pull over if you'd like. Close out too closely, not sure what to think. What do you mean? There's a gas station up ahead, a rest area for truck drivers. There won't be anyone there right now. Alright, sure, why not? There's no more talk for a few minutes. Your passenger glances out the window every now and then. You drive past the gas station, the main building, the trucks, then get to a small quiet rest area. A clearing lit up by your headlights and suddenly appears. There's no one around. There's cool. Young woman leans in towards you. Is this the place? You nod. It's incredibly calm, as if we're in the middle of the woods. Her eyes take in every detail, every tree, every bush and bush. You come here often? Every now and then. She nods. She understands. It's so quiet. Even in the middle of the winter, it looks so peaceful. She reaches for the door handle. You won't leave without me, will you? Of course not. She gets out the cab, pulls her things on a picnic table. The wind is chilly. She shivers. She gives you one last look, then closes her eyes. For a minute or two, you watch her doing yoga exercises. Her eyes remain closed. Her face gradually starts to relax. The truck behind you pulls out of the rest area. This place has a calming effect on you, too. Some nights, you come here to take a nap. The young woman is stretching now. Lights cast soft shadows among the dark foliage. In the winter, you smoke a cigarette or two, waiting for a potential client to land. The young woman gets back in the cab. She says nothing. There's no need. You sense she's recovered her calm and is ready to face the rest of her journey. Drive away, leaving behind the clearing, the rest area, the gas station. The young woman is sleeping. The road keeps passing by, and before long, you're approaching the airport. A moment later, you turn down the radio. The song fades. I'll pull over here. It'll be easier for you to get out of the cab. You get to the airport drop-off zone. A couple of colleagues greet you with a wave. A few bleak-looking passengers are struggling with huge suitcases in car trunks. A security guard sitting on the large cart smokes a cigarette, apparently exhausted. The passenger pays the fare, collects her things, but doesn't leave the cab. Thank you for getting me out of that horrible phone call. I love my parents, but they are suffocating. Could have gone for hours. So, thank you. I have to go now. I have the feeling my parents are going to call again. Might as well go where it's warm and a lot of disturbance. Have a good flight. Thanks. She gets out of the cab, all her gear. Your eyes follows her as she heads to the terminal. The airport doors close behind her. You sit there a minute or two all by yourself. There's no one around. May as well head out as soon as possible. Let's go with him. It's a shelter for homeless people. When it gets too cold out, you bring Hervey here. Newly, please. Recognize your passenger immediately. It's a strange youngster you drove a few nights before. The one with the computer chip in his brain. Hey, it's you! Well, isn't this a coincidence? And now, of all times! He's grinning from ear to ear, his mismatched eyes barely visible under his hood. No sense hanging around. Let's go! Gives you an address, a hospital in Newly. His speech is different, almost like two distinct voices talking at the same time. Talking with clients is always a balance. Some relish the chance to tell their stories, others terrified of saying it to strangers. It's rare you actually see to discourage in the conversation. But tonight, how's it going, buddy? How go the rounds? Slow tonight. Gotta take the rough with the smooth. Am I right? But you know, I bet every little bit helps. Every fair gets you that bit closer to wherever it is you want to be. Chin up, old sport. The night just got interesting. The drive continues in silence for a while. The lamplight casts alternating bars of light and dark across the dashboard. They slow and stop as you approach a red light. Hey, let's play a game! The benches leads forward again. See that apartment there? All lit up, even at this time of night. And that dude on the sidewalk? And, I don't know, her? He points out the window without looking. Just after a woman pulls alongside you on the bike. Pick one! What? Why? Like I said, it's a game. Look, if you don't pick, I will. But it's more fun if you choose. We don't know where your client is going for. The apartment. Nice! Difficulty setting hard. Some mother effing liked it. He leans even further towards you, his face centimeters from your own. You hear his breathing slow and stop. He sits like this for a moment, not breathing, not moving. Bingo! The outburst makes you jump. What do you want to do now? What do you want to know? About what? The couple in the apartment, man, keep up. What they're doing? Want to pull back the curtains, eh? We've all been there. Well, isn't this interesting? They're fighting. One is convinced the other is skimming money from their joint account. The other's dredging up the past now, unsuccessfully I might add. That evening crackled aware. Oh, Hans, you didn't. He slaps his hand to his face in mock horror. Their names? The man shakes his head. So unoriginal. Hans and Karl Kleiner, German, arrived in Paris 6 months ago? Hans came into work, Karl followed him. Karl's never really settled in, although the guy he sneaks out to see each Sunday is helping. Do they have a job? Fancy apartment like that, just wondering the same thing. Great minds and all that, eh? Karl's between gigs right now, an aspiring writer, would you believe? Definitely not enough of those in the world already. Hans is... He giggles again. Hans is a software architect for a classical Hallard something something. It's like, click way too quickly. He worked on that new AI assistant, you know, the one on all the headlines last month, signing about a huge leak of private conversations. Although, I don't really pay attention to that. He grimaces. Bastion looks to his wrist, checking watch that isn't there. Man sits... Mosquito just went to my fucking freaking nose. Man sits back satisfied. He just finished a meal or a heartwarming task. Oh man, that was almost too easy. How did you do that? The young man smirks and points to his sample. For those with the right tools, it'll go at the age of data mining. You wouldn't believe the access of people are willing to give so their fridge never runs out of money, or their smart speakers can tell them a bad joke. He leans forward, all mirth vanishing from his voice. My procedure opened the gates. It was overwhelming. Now I can control it. I can manipulate it. Let me show you. The flourish of repentant points to the apartment. The lights blink out. It's an impressive threat. Then you hear the scream. The door to the darkened apartment slaps open and the man emerges. He's half naked, obviously panicked. Another follows close behind, arms waving madly. He's holding something black and shiny. The sound of your shouts both men. They turn to look in the direction. The second shouts something. You hear garbled obscenity, thick with Germanic accent. The first uses the distraction to dive around corner a hill, not to cap. In the moment, the car streams away, leaving the other man alone in the street. Spencer sits back, smugness riding off him. Shaken, you move away from the light and towards your destination. Someone could have been hurt back there. I should take you to the police, the man stirs. Hey man, you do you. Though the nearest station just received a whole boatload of prank calls and well, they're a little overwhelmed right now. He laughs again. You know, at first I thought my procedure had been a mistake. I started seeing things, hearing things. It was like there was another consciousness in the air, you know? Like, by opening my mind to all that information, I got the attention of something. A digital devil on my shoulder. His bad eating grin dropped for the first time. It made me do things to people, to my colleagues. They didn't understand my work, laughed at me out of that conference, but they didn't deserve. I didn't mean to. Shakes his head, and his mismatched eyes catch the light of the street lamps, giving them an otherworldly glow. But the veil part eventually, and we realized the devil wasn't devil at all. It was an angel. You swallow. Do you know what's at the address I gave you? Yes. Yeah, that's the area with all the private medical clinics. Trail off. The bison smiles from behind his hood and taps his forehead. You approach the drop-off. Sure enough, it's a fancy-looking medical clinic. Its lights bathe the sidewalk in a green-white glow, and at this time, fares already in your account, man. Okay. He leans forward and pats you on the shoulder. Trust is a precious resource, my man. You be careful with that. I don't think I'll be seeing you anytime soon, my man. Nothing personal. I got places to be, people to be. The last nugget of advice, though. He leans towards you, his eyes pushing through the chest of his hood. Be careful out there. You never know who's watching. With a final grin, he moves smoothly from the car towards the clinic. Shiver runs unbidden down your spine. You gun the accelerator and move away from the curb. Just above your head, a man is smoking alone on his balcony. He's not wearing a shirt. Feel cold for him. Leave your taxi behind and walk towards the last victim's building. Charles Bugrain Furrer was killed in his parking garage. The large metal garage door is firmly closed. You walk around to the back of the building and look at the various entrances. The main one, the garage door, and the maintenance door for the trash cans. Shine a hiding spot. If a car goes in or comes out, you'll be able to sneak in without being seen. You grin and bear it. From time to time, you shove in place to warm yourself up. Your hiding place is probably the same one killer used a few weeks ago. At least passing minute you sense presence until the garage door starts to shake. Mental snacks start to rise. The car suddenly bursts out of the gate. You take the opportunity to slip inside. Your eyes take a few seconds to adjust to darkness. You head down the ramp into the garage. There are about 30 spots and almost all of them are full. The cars are very nice. Sedans, convertibles, bright red sports car, in a wealthy neighborhood. According to the police report, Charles Buchanan Furrer was murdered right here, in this empty parking spot. He used to be a notorious leader of the right-wing extremist party. When he was murdered at age 84, long after retiring from politics. I'm surprised by everyone. Back in the crime scene, with a flashlight on your phone, there is a brown stain on the wall in front of you. The message written in chalk has been washed off. Voice rings out in the garage. Hey! What are you doing? This is private property. You turn around and see another elderly man, probably the concierge. He shines his flashlight in your direction. I'm a taxi driver. A taxi driver? You've got no freaking business here. You have trouble making out his face, but you can see his eyes bug up. Go! Get out of here before I call the cops. Walk up, back towards the exit. Concierge opened the garage door. She steps aside to and please say, Go! Get the F out now! Make your way back into your cab. Glance back at the building. The furious concierge is gone. Silent behind the wheel, short of breath. That was interesting. Alright, news. Let's see. Death Minister, French film scores is the French composer worked on with Spanish and most of them. Never thought the French guy would have booked so many making movies. It's one of the music man. Alright. I think we gained pretty good, but it's mostly from Busset, not from ourselves, so like shoot, we lost money. Because he's spending 37 freaking euros on freaking cigarettes and food and drinks. How, why? So freaking pounds, I think. That's so freaking expensive. It took a few minutes to update the report with new clues. The neighbor touches the toilet out of the corner of her eye. You can see the pipe shake. Can't get moving on the investigation. Yeah, about that. So Salim is definitely not wanted, but still level 4. And we'll see what happens. So, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Night Call, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.